Hello everyone, and very warm welcome to our HUAWEI Student Developer event. My name is Anwar, and I will be your host this evening. We are incredibly excited to be hosting our HSD event tonight because we have got some exciting things to share with you. So let's crack on it. A little recap. The HSD is a global program open to undergraduate and postgraduate students with an interest in growing as developers. HSD offers students the opportunity to expand their scope of knowledge in dynamic peer-to-peer learning environment through enriching training, courses, and activities. Today, our speaker is Anil from HUAWEI Developer Technical Support Engineer team. We are going to be covering the topic of HUAWEI Health Kit, obtain user behavior and health data effortlessly, which is mainly about how to obtain user behavior and health data effortlessly. It contains health kit overview, awareness kit overview, health kit and privacy, health kit benefits, setting up health kit, and also this event is pre-event for Sweden Startup Hackathon. Before I hand up to Anil, please, if you have any questions, write them in the comment box below, and we will try to answer them at the end. And now the floor is yours, Anil. I hope you enjoyed the event.
Hi, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Anwar. Thank you for all the introduction part, and yeah, I will be taking over the meetup today and discussing about the health kit and awareness kit that Anwar has already explained. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, the topic for today meetup is HUAWEI Health, and in this topic we'll be looking into the user behavior, getting the user behavior, and getting health data of the user in an easy way. First of all, my introduction. I'm Anil Timire, and I work as a developer technical support engineer, in short, it's DTSC for HUAWEI, and I'm currently located in Norway. And my daily job responsibilities includes helping our partners with the technical support, like helping the developers with the technical solutions for using our HUAWEI SDKs and APIs. And you can find me in the LinkedIn that's linked here. After this presentation, I will share presentation. I'll share this with you, so you can have this information later. Before moving into the main content, I would like to discuss about the background, why this topic was selected, and what am I going to discuss basically on this meetup. Because there is a hackathon that I know of. It's about the home office, regarding home office, and I think the health kit could be interesting for the developers to look into the use case and create some cool ideas around it. That is why I choose this topic to discuss with you. For today's contents, we have what is a general understanding of mHealth and health APIs. And about the HUAWEI Health Kit overview. So in this presentation, I'll be talking about HUAWEI Health Kit specifically. I have in the coming slides that there are other health platforms also available that you can use on. And I will talk about awareness kits, how you can use awareness kit in combination with the health kit to make it more immersive experience. And about some practical use cases and some sample codes. So I think everybody is familiar with the topic mHealth. Recently with the pandemic situation, I think this has become more common. So this is nothing but sharing or getting all the data or managing the data of all the health data using the smart devices. And right now, when we say smart devices, I think smartphones are the most the smart ones here. And these smartphones are not only able to provide other different kind of services, but also are a house for sensors to use. And these sensors are good, are very good in getting the different health data from the user. So it provides us lots of data. And currently, we also see that there are smart watches that's gaining popularity among the users. And also, these are a house of the sensors where the different data is collected from the users. And not only about smart watches, there are also other wearable sensors that is getting popularity. And also, this has lots of possibilities during the future. So when we talk about the health sensors and the data, so the data gathered by these sensors is very large. So there is a need of the platform which can make use of this, which can handle this data and make use of it for some good or for some effective uses. So some of the industry giants such as Google, Apple, Samsung, Huawei, mostly, and also there are other a couple of other platforms which has their own hardwares and a health platform to provide the health services to their users. So yeah, as I already said, there are different health data platforms, so you can use any of them. Some of the health data platforms provide there are some pros in some and cons in some, so it depends on your use cases, but mostly they provide similar kind of data. HUAWEI Health Kit is, as I said, it's a data platform for the health data. So HUAWEI Health Kit is the data platform that provides the data, that uses the data collected from the sensors to provide some kind of health services to the consumers, such as there's a HUAWEI Health app. Using this app, the users can get a healthcare guidance or any other guidance. These are the end users that that can get this kind of information. And for developers, HUAWEI Health provides a data platform and APIs so that the developers can use this data to create some features in their apps. This is the general overview diagram of HUAWEI Health Kit. Here we can see HUAWEI Health Kit is in between, and underneath there's the HUAWEI Health app. That is the interface of collecting the data from different hardwares. So these hardwares can be HUAWEI devices itself, or any other devices that is compatible with HUAWEI app or HUAWEI Health Kit. And on top of the HUAWEI Health Kit, all the developers can use this data with the different APIs to create any app or web services. When we talk about data, so there comes the concern about security and privacy. So about the data, HUAWEI has a very good security when the data is flowing through the different HUAWEI ecosystem. So it has a good control over here, and also within the data, only the specific apps which apply for getting the health data which has a permission to get the health data can only use the SDKs and APIs. So if there is any app which uses the health data in any wrong way, then they are blocked. So that has been taken care of. And about user authorization, so all the health data user can have control of that. such as if you want to share certain data to some of the apps, you can approve it, and if you do not want some of the data, you can deny it. For example, if you want to share your HUAWEI data, you can approve it. If you want to share your other private data with your heart rate or some other data, you can deny it. And it's very isolated. It's very easy for users to.
Hi, Anya. Sorry to disturb. Sorry, your voice is not very clear.
Yeah, that would have been great if I had known earlier.
Now it's very good. Thank you.
Is it good
Thank
now?
you. Yes, it's very good now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So, would you like me to repeat any of the part before, or should I move on?
Yes, please repeat.
Okay, this security and privacy, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, when we have enormous, like huge data, health data, then there is a concern of security and privacy, right? So HUAWEI takes care of the data security because it has taken care of all the data that is flowing through its ecosystem. So yeah, data security is managed. And about the user authorization, the user has a power to control the data flow. If they can authorize any apps if they want to share the data or not. So, and in a very isolated way. So for each and every data type, user can choose if they want to share it or not. And about the privacy, HUAWEI is compliant with the privacy laws and regulations from different countries, and also the EU GDPR. So your data is safe. HUAWEI Health Kit has two different capabilities. One is the basic and other is the extended. So in the basic health capabilities, you can the developer can get the openness to the health data that the developer can query the health data, modify, or add. The scopes of the data is given here. So any kind of personal data, health data, fitness. So here, everything is listed down here. About the extended health capabilities, so it opens up with more opportunities of data. And also you can get the data from the local health app. That's HUAWEI Health App. This is an app that is from HUAWEI that helps to give the overview of all the health and activity related information to the user. So any app or any developer can get all the information from this app, some information from this app, and also write in this app. And also other developers or other applications can do the same thing. So in a single device, so it can be a combination of different apps to provide this information. So here also there are different open data types that developer can get these data types when they apply for it. About the awareness kit. So when you get all this data from this from the health kit, so you can use this in different way, and one of the best way to do is using with the awareness kit. So what is awareness kit is it provides a kind of immersive way or more personalized way to the user, because it can capture the user conditions. It can do a lot of things, but basically what I think is the behavior and some of the conditions, such as time and location, are the most important one for health kit that you can use. So when the device notifies with such conditions, then you can use it to provide some, use it to give some action to the users, such as when the user is detected walking or running, then you can start collecting their activity record within that time, and then provide this information later for the user. Or when the user is detected to be sitting idle for a long period of time, then you can notify the user to move on and do some stretching or walking. So it helps to provide more immersive experience to the user, and more then the user feels more connected to the app. So here there are two options. One is the capture. As I said, you can opt in different conditions of the user, and not only about the user, but also time, location, weather, and look at the status of your headsets. So you can opt in this, and also create a barrier. So you can set a barrier like a geofence. You can set certain positions in the location, and whenever a user enters to that location, you can notify the user with some of your actions. Like you can set geofence to the house, and when the user enters to that location, you can notify with some of the things that you want to do. Like you can provide them a music list for workout or anything. Here I have listed out some of the capabilities that you can use. So yeah, behavior, like this you can use this kind of behavior detection to notify the user, and lots of other things. Yeah, when we have all the idea about the health and awareness kit, so here I generally briefly discuss about the development process. When you start for the development to make an app, then you have to apply for a HUAWEI ID. That also goes like a HUAWEI developer account. So you have to apply for it and apply for health kit. So here comes the additional permission for a health kit, because it's not open to all the apps. Any app which desires to use health kit SDKs needs to apply for health kit. And in the beginning, any app gets very limited resources, or a limited number of limited resources to get the data. That can be used for development purpose. And after that, you can start developing the application like any other normal Android application, but you have to integrate with HUAWEI SMS core. And if you are going to develop an Harmony OS application, then you have to use Gateway Studio. After you have developed the application, then you have to again apply for the health service or for the health kit the services you want to use. And this time you have to provide all the information how you are using different health data. So this will be thoroughly checked by the review team, and if it looks good, if the data is used correctly, then the permission is given to release the app for a unlimited number of users. And after that is done, you can release the app, submit the app to release, and when the review team will do the app, then it's released. About the development environment, this is like something you can look into. Some of the versions that are currently in use, like the SMS core. These are the current SMS versions when I'm telling the capabilities and everything. So within this SMS core and within these SDK versions, these capabilities are available, and it might change in the future. So it's it's good to keep note of this, because there's some capabilities that's available now, and in some other versions it might not be available. So we have to be careful about this version. About OS support, here I have listed out with Android services and support for these capabilities. So yeah, you will get this presentation later on. So yeah, You can have a look at it later. And about the platforms, you can for Android you can use Java and Kotlin for all the basic and extended help capabilities, and you can use REST APIs for developing web services and some JavaScript APIs for Harmony-OS apps. And when we are developing an app using React Native, Cordova, Xamarin, and Flutter, then only basic help capabilities is available at the moment. So some practical use cases and sample codes. Okay, practical use cases. I will provide a link to some information regarding the practical use cases, but before that, about the sample codes. So here I have provided some of the sample codes that would be necessary for when we move forward working with the help kit and awareness kit. So first one would be how authorization request is done from the user. Second is data controller, where basically which is used to read and write the health data from HUAWEI Health Kit. An activity record controller to read and write the activities the user has performed. So yeah, you can read and write from HUAWEI Health Kit. And subscribing health data. So you can also subscribe different health data from the HUAWEI Health Kit. And awareness kit, that's what I have explained earlier. You can create a barrier or capture any of the user's conditions. For requesting the authorization, so here what you do is you define the scopes in the beginning, what kind of data types you would like to request from the user, and with the help of the setting controller, you request the authorization, and user will be presented with a screen to accept all what kind of data will be the user will want to accept. So he gets options selected. And when the user selects the options, then the callback is given on activity result. There you get the callback. So either the user has accepted it or not. So depending on that, you can move forward. And when we assume that the user has given the access to all the data types that we would like to get or read and write for the user. So after that, we use data controller to read and write the data to HUAWEI Health Kit. So for that, a data collector is used. And we also, here again, we set the data type, what kind of data type we would like to read or write. And after that is sample set. The sample set is the data container. It's the container for, okay. Here, I forgot to explain about the basic concept of the HUAWEI Health Kit. So here, data type, it's the basic type of data that you can download or upload to the HUAWEI Health Kit, and HUAWEI Health Kit provides a standard definition, so it's easy for the user to read and write those data. And data controller, it's whenever a data is needed to upload, then a data controller is needed because it represents the data collection source, and a unique identifier is generated whenever it is created. And data sampling point is a data that is collected by a specific data controller at a given moment. For example, for this given 5 minutes from now. So we collect any data from data controller, then that would be a data sampling point. And sampling data set is a container for those data sampling. So any data controller collecting the data for certain specific moments, then sampling data set keeps control of those different data. And activity records is also a class, or we can say that it's a class or a container data type which keeps tracks of the user activity, such as running, walking, and different other data are associated with it, like what is the time period, when did the user start to run, and when the run is ended, and what are the different activities in between running. So it provides different informations about the activity. And about health record, it's similar, but with the health details data of the user. So yeah, here we already know what is data controller, right? So it's a data collection source. So whenever a data collection source is mentioned, then we create a then we create data collector. Yeah, then we create a data collector. That's the data sample point, sampling data set. And after creating a sampling data set, we then define some time, the moment that we want to collect the data. Then we create a sample point of the data. So all the time, using all the time and all the informations, we create this sample point, and this sample point is added to the data container, and the data container is inserted using the data controller. Yeah, so this is a asynchronous kind of function operation. So there will be a callback. So whenever it's a success, you get the callback in your success. If failure, then you get the callback in your failure method, and you get with the error code, so you can check what kind of error was obtained. In the same way, we can read for using the data controller. So for reading any data from HUAWEI Kit, you can perform the read from data controller. So here, what you do is you first specify some time, which period of time you need the data, and then you create a reading option, what kind of data type you would like to read in the time range. And using the data controller, you read, passing the read options and the parameter. Then you get the data. You get the sample set data in the unsuccess method of your callback, and failure if it fails due to some reasons. And if the user has not authorized to provide such data, then it can fail in such situations. Similarly for activity record. So here also you create a time period read option, what kind of activity you would like to read, and what is the moment of time period you would like to read the activity of the user. Creating the read option, you ask about the activity record to the activity records controller, and then you get it in your callback. Also, here is the sample code for subscribing health data. So if we in some cases we can subscribe to certain health data. Right now, currently, you can only subscribe to calories burned, step count, and distance traveled by the user. And there are two ways of subscribing data. One is the target mode, and the other is the interval mode. Here, this is an example of the target mode. So you can, like, for example, here you have set a target value of 1,000 steps. So whenever a user crosses the 1,000 steps, then you will be notified in your callback method. So you can perform the action based like what action you would like to perform when the user reaches 1,000 steps or 10,000 steps. And about the interval mode, you can set the value like here it is 10,000. It could be a different method for interval mode, but like what happens in interval mode is like if you set 10,000, then you will be notified in every 10,000 steps. Whenever the user crosses every 10,000 steps, then a notification will and you will be notified in your app, so you can perform the action based on the notification. Awareness kit, very simple. You can just use the awareness to get to capture the client behavior, and you will get on the callback methods. You will get the behavior status of the user with the confidence rate. So you can just look into the confidence value, and you can set a threshold. What kind of threshold you would like to use for that kind of behavior. Yeah, here are some of the links to the use cases. So you can, while you are thinking of any kind of use case or any kind of application for Hackathon, you can look into these use cases, and there are also sample codes provided here. So it will be easier for you to look and I have also attached the links to different information, so it will be easier for you to directly from the presentation. So thank you so much. So if there are any questions, please ask.
Thank you, Anil. Your presentation looks pretty impressive. And now we are on to our open discussion. If you have any questions, please ask or directly or write them in the comment.
Yeah, I think this is sometimes confusing, but I'm happy to answer all the questions.
And if there is no question, I would like to ask some questions.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And you mentioned about the APIs. They are not integrated with the React as the extended. They are just the basics, right?
Sorry, once again, please.
They are limited resources, like in React and Flutter or Xamarin, if you want to use. They are just the basics, not extended.
Yes, you can. You can use the basic help capabilities using in those platforms.
Yes. My question is, when is available the extended version?
Okay. I don't have a date or time. But it's a good question, and maybe I can ask to our product team what's the plan.
Okay, but what are the difference between using the basics and the extended one?
In the basic health capabilities, you have access to some of the data types, but like it has been described here, the data types that is that you can access using the basic health capabilities, and it's from the HUAWEI Health Kit directly. So there is no HUAWEI Health app in between. But with the extended health capabilities, you can get the health data from your local HUAWEI Health application also. So it's this data is in combination with the HUAWEI Health Kit and HUAWEI Health app, and also it opens to more different data types for you. And also it provides a very detailed data types for the activities that you want to get from the extended health capabilities. So in general, in my thinking, it should be in the same way, but it has been divided into two parts: the basic and extended. So, yeah.
Okay. And how accurate is the data that has been collected from the sensors?
It's accurate, but you cannot use it for medical purposes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, because I'm
That's-
having
yeah.
this Huawei wearable band, and I'm using Samsung, and they are counting both different steps.
Yeah, that's every app, every devices has their own algorithms, so that they track it. They track using the sensors in different way. So there might be some differences how they track it, but we know Huawei has a good data. I would say I'm happy with the data that I get from Huawei wearables.
Yeah, okay. And one last question, if you don't mind. How long it will take to finish the development process, like the verification and the review process? How long it will take?
Yeah, there about developing an application. First is applying to the, if you are using Huawei Health Kit, then you need to apply for the permissions. So that might take some time
Okay.
for getting the permission. And after that, it depends on what kind of use cases you want to build. So basically, if you want to build a very general application, then it's 1 or 2 days of time. And then applying for the review, it's again the standard time is 1 to 2 days, but we can help with that. If you be in contact with any of the DTSC and ask them to help you, then they can help speed up the review process.
Okay, and because we are having in Sweden the hackathon, so if someone wants to apply and do the verification, it will take too much time. If they want to show.
For the hackathon events, so basically what we do is we make easy for the developers there. So you don't have to apply for the permissions. We already make applicable like permissions for you, so you can use it. And about the review process, so you don't have to release the app in the hackathon. So you can do all the development, and we can look onto that, and we can talk about the review process after the hackathon. And already we are in contact when you are in hackathon, so we can help you to speed up the review process as well.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you have the slide, and you showed us there are sample codes in your code, in your links.
Yes, that's that is what I'm excited about, because you can come up with different ideas using the data types that you can get from Huawei Health Kit, but here are some of the things that you can look and get idea of it, so it will be easier for the participants in hackathon.
Okay, thank you very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anwar. So if there are any questions.
Yeah, if there is any question, please, you can ask now.
Let me see the chat. Okay, there is no questions in the chat. Either everyone understood or no one understood.
Yeah, probably they understood everything. But if something comes up later, and if you want to ask, you can go to Facebook group. You can also ask there. We will be happy to reply to your questions. And please don't forget to follow us on Meetup in Facebook group, and invite your friends, as we'll be hosting these events monthly, each with great content and topics. And we thank you, Anil, and thank you from all Huawei, and hope to see you soon. Have a nice evening. If there is no question, have a nice evening.
Yeah, if I would set the presentation, so if there are any questions, you can reach me in LinkedIn or with my email ID. So I'm happy to help in any way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And have a nice evening, everyone.
You too.